buddy warned me about the stairs. That's the first thing people should mention before recommending Palbongsan. The photos online showed nice views, blue sky, smiling hikers. None of them mentioned the endless upward steps waiting behind the camera. The morning started easy enough, coffee in one hand, confidence in the other. Both disappeared quickly. A woman twice my age passed me without slowing down, holding a conversation the entire time. I couldn't even answer simple questions without breathing hard. Summer heat settled onto the rocks like it planned to stay forever. Every patch of shade felt expensive, every breeze felt earned. A group of students sat laughing near an overlook, sharing cold sports drinks and stories from the previous night. Their energy alone could have powered the city. At the summit, people lined up for photos, trying to look fresh. Nobody looked fresh, not really. Everyone carried the same red cheeks, the same sweaty shirts, the same secret relief of finally arriving. On the way down, my legs started negotiating terms and conditions for future hikes. And honestly, they had a few good points. The alarm rang at 3:30, a time that barely feels real. The room was dark, the city was asleep. Even the convenience store clerk looked surprised to see people buying kimbap at that hour with backpacks and determined faces. Hallasan started gently, almost politely, as if introducing itself before showing its real character. Mist moved through the trees like slow smoke. The trail stretched ahead, long enough to stop asking how much farther. People came from everywhere, students, retirees, couples, solo hikers. One guy carrying far too much camera equipment, another wearing sandals which somehow seemed impossible. And yet there he was, still climbing, still smiling. Turned them a minute later. The summit appeared not as a victory, but as another place people happened to gather before heading somewhere else. Than it should have outside. The afternoon traffic moved normally, as if none of this had happened. And for a moment, that seemed strange. needed iced coffee afterward, that was important. Maybe more important than the summit itself. At least according to our group chat, everyone agreed before sunrise. When confidence is free and mountains still look small on a phone screen. Dobongsan had other ideas: steep rock, bright sunlight, long stretches of trail where conversation disappeared. One person counted steps, one person checked the map every 15 minutes. And I spent most of the climb wondering why I'd agreed to this voluntarily. Near the top, clouds drifted over the ridges, casting moving shadows across the valley. A helicopter crossed the distance, slow enough to notice, fast enough to vanish. The city looked far away, though it wasn't. Not really. The descent took longer than anyone predicted, which apparently happens every single time. The convenience store near the station had already closed. Its lights dark, its doors locked. We stood there laughing, too tired to be disappointed, too hungry not to be. Someone found another store a few streets away, and we started walking without much energy, without much conversation, just the sound of shoes against warm pavement as evening settled in quietly. Dad arrived 30 minutes early like he always does. Already wearing hiking boots, already carrying less gear than me. Already looking prepared for something much bigger than a day hike. I showed him my new backpack, he nodded politely, then carried a plastic bag with peaches inside. With peaches inside. The city disappeared surprisingly fast. Apartment towers shrinking behind trees. Traffic replaced by cicadas. Emails replaced by birds. Dad walks steadily, the same pace for hours. Never fast, never slow, like he'd made some agreement with mountains years ago and never broken it. At a rocky overlook I sat down first. Dad remained standing, looking towards Seoul, barely visible through summer haze. He pointed at distant buildings, talking about neighborhoods I hadn't heard mentioned in years. Stories about jobs, apartments, people who moved away, people who stayed longer than expected. Near the summit, the younger hiker passed us quickly. Dad smiled and kept walking. 5 minutes later we passed the same guy resting beside the trail, breathing hard. Dad never said a word, but I noticed the corner of his mouth, trying not to laugh. On the train home, Dad fell asleep briefly, head leaning toward the window outside. The mountain faded into evening, and I suddenly realized he'd carried the peaches the entire day without ever mentioning it. We picked Palbongsan because the photos looked friendly. Blue river, green hills, a couple smiling on a ridge. Nothing in those photos suggested we'd spend half the morning questioning our decision. Before lunch, the parking lot smelled like wet grass. Someone forgot sunscreen, someone forgot water. Someone forgot both, and somehow still seemed confident. The river followed us for a while, moving slower than we were, then suddenly much faster. Depending on where you looked, kids were already swimming below, their voices floating upward while we climbed over rocks, trying not to look nervous. Every ridge revealed another ridge, every peak introduced another peak, like the mountain had a sense of humor and plenty of time. By the fourth summit, the group got quieter, not unhappy, just concentrating. Sweat darkened the backs of our shirts. The handrails felt hot, the stone felt hotter, and the sky looked close enough to reach. If only we'd stop climbing for a minute. At the highest point, someone opened a bag of grapes, cold from a cooler hours ago, somehow still cold. Nobody spoke much, just watched the river curve around the valley, like it had been doing long before any trail existed. Driving home, one friend said we should come back in autumn. Nobody answered immediately. The road curved, the mountain disappeared, and the river kept heading somewhere none of us could see. The plan was simple. Climb Seoraksan, get lunch, go home. The plan lasted exactly until the first scenic overlook, where someone pulled out snacks and another person started telling stories from 10 years ago. The mountain listened patiently while we forgot about time. Rocks reflected sunlight bright enough to squint through. The valley below looked painted green, layered over green, over more green, until distance erased the details and left only color, the kind impossible to photograph correctly. Near a shelter, an old hiking group occupied 3 tables. like they'd reserved them months ago. They shared watermelon with complete strangers, argued about baseball, and somehow knew every person walking by. At least that's how it seemed. By afternoon, clouds started gathering above the ridges, not threatening, just wandering the same way we were. Someone produced a bottle of Makgeolli, cold despite the weather, cold despite the climb, cold enough to feel like a magic trick. We sat longer than intended, watching shadows move across the mountain without needing a reason. Later, back in the city, I found a tiny pine needle still caught in my backpack strap, and for a second the mountain came back without asking permission and stayed there a while. My friend claimed he knew the route without looking at the map, which lasted about 20 minutes before we stopped beside a fork, pretending to study the signs neither of us understood. The forest smelled like wet soil after rain the night before. Every leaf looked freshly painted by something larger than weather. We climbed talking about work, the kind of conversations that sound important in the city, and ridiculous halfway up a mountain. Someone's promotion, someone's apartment, someone's 5-year plan, all shrinking behind us. With every switchback, the higher we went, the less urgent everything sounded. At one point, we definitely missed a turn. Not enough to panic, just enough to argue for 5 whole minutes. A couple carrying matching backpacks walked past smiling without saying anything, which somehow settled the debate immediately. The summer insects were louder than any traffic I knew, a constant electric hum above the trees, below the clouds, around every thought. Near the top, we shared convenience store sandwiches, slightly crushed, still perfect, because mountains improve food for reasons nobody explains. Driving home, my friend claimed he'd never been lost at all. I watched the mountain disappear in the mirror and decided not to argue. We arrived before sunrise and still weren't early. The parking lot already filling with headlights and sleepy conversations. Some people stretched, some people drank coffee, some people stared at the peaks trying to estimate what kind of day awaited them. The granite cliffs caught sunlight first, turning gold above the forest, while everything below remained cool for a little while longer. A woman hiking alone past our group twice. Once going up, once coming down, before we'd reach the halfway point. Nobody mentioned it, but everyone noticed. The higher we climbed, the bigger the landscape became. Ridges stacked behind ridges, fading blue into the distance. Clouds drifted between peaks like they belonged there more than we did. The wind carried conversations away before they could finish, leaving only fragments floating through the air. At a viewpoint, someone shared dried squid, another shared chocolate. Nobody refused anything. The mountain had a way of turning strangers into temporary teammates, without introductions, without effort, without explanation. Coming down, the afternoon light softened the peaks, slowly changing color. People kept climbing even as we descended. Faces red, shirts soaked. Nobody looked fresh, nobody looked stylish. Somehow everyone looked exactly where they were supposed to be. And somewhere beyond the last bend, a voice echoed briefly, then disappeared into the summer air. Everyone said Seoraksan wasn't easy, which somehow made me want to try. The parking lot was already filling up before the sun had fully climbed the sky. A group of retirees stretched beside me, talking about previous weekends, like this mountain was an old friend. They visited every summer. I was still learning names of things attached to my backpack. The forest felt heavy with July wet leaves, wet air, wet everything. Even the birds sounded tired. The trail climbed immediately, no warm-up, no negotiation, just uphill. My water bottle got lighter, much faster than expected, and every wooden staircase introduced another staircase waiting above it. Somewhere near a small stream, I took off my cap and dipped my hands in the water. The water was colder than the air, cold enough to stop every complaint. For a few seconds, two hikers sat nearby, sharing peaches from a plastic container, juice running down their wrists. One offered me a slice, like we'd known each other longer than 10 minutes. shadows drifted over distant ridges, making whole mountains disappear and return, disappear and return again. The summit sign arrived quietly, no dramatic music, no life-changing revelation, just a wooden post, a breeze, and sweat drying on my neck. Back in town, I could still feel that stream water on my hands, long after everything else had warmed up again.
I bought new hiking shoes the night before, still had the tags in the kitchen drawer. Looked at the weather 3 different times, like checking would somehow flatten the climb. The train was half asleep at 7, someone carried trekking poles like fishing rods. An older man across from me already looked stronger than all of us. By the time I reached the trailhead, my shirt was sticking to my back. The convenience store lady laughed and said, "You're going up there today?" I laughed too, mostly because I wasn't sure. The grass was taller than I expected, brushing against my knees every few steps. Summer had swallowed the trail whole. Dragonflies hovered over wildflowers like they were guarding something important, and every turn looked exactly like the last turn. The map said 40 minutes, my legs disagree. The family passed me without effort. The little kid was carrying snacks and somehow climbing faster than me. I pretended to stop for photos more than once. Near the ridge, the wind finally showed up, like a friend who arrives late but brings cold drinks. The sky stretched wider than the city ever allows. People sat scattered across the hill, eating kimbap from crinkled foil. Nobody talking much, just breathing, just looking, just letting the afternoon happen. I don't remember reaching the top exactly, only the sound of grass moving together like waves I couldn't see. On the way down, the mountain looked smaller than it had this morning, but the grass kept swaying like it knew something hadn't figured out yet.
The whole family agreed on Seoraksan for my uncle's retirement hike. Half of us wanted the cable car, half insisted on walking up. We compromise badly, some go up, some walk. We meet at the top, confused about who actually earned the view more. Nobody really wins that argument. By Zeonde's waterfall is loud enough, we stop talking for a second. Just watching it do the same thing is probably done for centuries. My cousin's kid throws a rock and gets yelled at by 3 adults at once. He doesn't care, throws another one when nobody's looking again. turn back at the first landing. Legs already done, my ankle the retiree keeps going. Says he's got the time for it now. He's right, technically. That's sort of the whole point of today. Those of us who stopped early wait at a shop that sells the same 3 snacks. Watching people who kept climbing become small dots higher up the rock. When he comes back down, he doesn't say much about the view, just that it took longer than he remembered from 20 years ago. We take one photo, all of us cable car people and walkers together. Nobody's shoes match, nobody's equally tired. Somehow it still works as a picture. I don't know if we'll do this again as a full group. These things don't usually repeat exactly, but this one might.
Booked this climb 3 weeks ago, had to. That's the rule now. Hallasan doesn't let just anyone show up whenever they feel like it. The ranger checks my reservation like I'm boarding something official. I sign in, get my timestamp, start walking before I overthink it. The bottom is all green, humid, thick with cicada sound. By the middle it's thinning out, cooler, the trees losing confidence. Somewhere around the halfway hut the weather starts doing its own thing. Clear 1 minute, thick fog the next. Nobody seems surprised but me. Bang Knock Dam supposed to be visible from the crater rim, they say. Today it's mostly mist, gray moving over gray. I catch maybe 10 seconds of blue water. A woman next to me says she's come 4 times just for a clear day. This isn't it either. She says it like she expected that already. I don't feel disappointed exactly, just recalibrated. The mountain didn't agree to show me anything. I just assumed it would. Deer supposedly used to drink from that crater lake, the old story goes. I believe it more up here than I would reading it somewhere else. The descent takes longer than expected. My reserve time slot already passed. Nobody stops me, just a sign reminding hikers to be off by a certain hour. I make it down with maybe 20 minutes to spare. Mist still following me. I don't know if I'll book another slot for a clearer day, or just remember this one instead. Below Dobongsan's granite towers, a temple bell rings on its own schedule. Not for hikers, just for whatever time it is inside. A monk sweeps the same stone path I'm about to walk past. Neither of us says anything that feels like the right amount. Further up, three climbers are roped together on the vertical face. I stop pretending not to watch. It's genuinely hard not to. One calls something down to the other two. I don't understand the terms, but I understand the tone. Careful, familiar, done this before. The granite up close looks different than from the road below. Sharper, paler, cool, even in the summer heat, radiating off the rock. I touch it once just to feel it, then keep to the marked trail. Some parts of this mountain aren't really meant for someone like me. Near the ridge a climber unclips and just sits, legs over the edge, eating lunch like it's a bench, like the drop isn't a drop to him at all. I keep 3 meters back just to look at the same view he has. Different amount of trust required for the same spot, apparently. Mangels's bell rings again on the way down. Different hour, same sound. The climbers are gone from the face by then, packed up somewhere else already. I don't know their names either, just the sound of the rope going tight and then not.
12 people in the same red vest passed me before 9 a.m. Bukhansan on a Sunday looks like a uniform someone forgot to mention. I'm in whatever shirt I found, clearly not part of any club. Like one organism, walking sticks clicking in rhythm. Bacon Day's granite face is the thing everyone came for. The line to the final chain section moves slower than the whole hike before it. A foreign tourist asks me in English if it's much further. I say maybe 20 minutes. We're both wrong about that, it's 40. At the top there's barely room to stand, let alone sit. Somebody's tripod is set up for a shot that needs everyone to hold still. A Vest Club member offers me a rice ball without being asked. I take it we don't exchange names, that's apparently not required here. So spreads out below in a haze that might be heat, might be the city itself. Someone identifies their own apartment building from up here, proud of it. I can't find mine, I'm not even sure I'm looking in the right direction.
Going down, the best club has multiplied somehow, or it's a different one. I let them pass again. Same clicking sticks, same rhythm. I don't join a hiking club after this, though I think about it for a second. Next Sunday I'm just in whatever shirt I find again. Alone, and that's fine too.
Nobody told us Palbongsan means you go up 8 separate times. Just when my legs think we're done, there's another peak waiting. Bukhansan river's right there below the whole way. We can see the rafting boats we're doing tomorrow, tiny and yellow. My friend counts the peaks out loud like it's a countdown, that's wrong. 3 down, 5 to go, he says, sounding less sure each time. The ridge is narrow enough that we go single file, quiet for once. Then it opens up and everyone starts talking again at once. At peak 6 someone suggests we just stop here, call it enough. We don't, mostly because nobody wants to be the one who quit first. The view from 7 makes the argument for us anyway. Green hills folding into each other, river cutting through all of it. Peak 8 doesn't feel different from peak 7 if I'm honest, but we take the photo there anyway. All of us out of breath and grinning, someone already planning where we'll eat after, ignoring the descent ahead. The mountain's basically the appetizer for what we planned for tonight. Going down 8 times might be worse than up. Nobody films it, nobody's proud of that part. We just do it by the river at the bottom. We don't talk about the hike much anymore, just about tomorrow's rafting, like the mountain already became yesterday.
The valley trail on Seoraksan is half hike, half excuse to sit in water. Kids and grandparents both have their feet in the same cold stream. Someone's got a portable table set up right on the flat rocks. A bottle of Makgeolli going warm faster than anyone's drinking it. And a juicy asks if I want a cup. I say I'm still climbing. He laughs, says the mountain's not going anywhere. Have one first. I do it stronger than I expect on an empty stomach at 11. He tells me about climbing this same trail for 30 years running. The rock climbing section further up, his actual chains bolted in. I watch 2 guys my age go up it slow, careful, laughing nervously. I take the longer way around instead, no shame in that today. The water sound follows me most of the way, regardless of the path. Coming back down, the same group, still at the same table. More bottles now, someone's singing something I don't recognize. They wave me over again, I sit for just one more cup. My hike ends slower than it started, and somehow that feels right. I don't remember if I made it to the actual peak that day. I remember the water was cold and the Makgeolli wasn't, and neither mattered much. Still in my work shirt, change shoes in the car. Palbongsan's close enough, I don't need a whole day for it. 40 minutes up if I don't stop for the view. I stop for the view anyway. That's the whole point tonight. The rock face near the top needs the rope, I use it now. Didn't the first few times, learned that the hard way once. Apartments stretch out below, lit up window by window. I try to guess which one might be mine from here, can't tell. A guy in full hiking gear passes, a guy in office pants, that's me. Neither of us says anything about it, both just here for the same reset. The city noise is still audible if I listen for it. I choose not to listen for it, focus on my own breathing instead. Heading down before it's fully dark, phone light ready just in case. Tomorrow's the same shirt, same shoes, same 40 minutes probably. I don't know when this became the thing I do instead of a bar or the couch. I just know I'll probably do it again after tomorrow too. Grandson wanted the cable car, I wanted to walk. We compromised half and half, he still complains a little. The ginkgo tree at young months is older than any story I know. 1100 years, the sign says, he doesn't believe it at first. He touches the bark like it might do something. I tell him it survived fires, wars, and worse than his complaining. The monk ringing the bell nearby doesn't look up at either of us. Somewhere behind the temple, a stream is doing its steady work. We eat rice cakes on a bench, too hot from the sun. He asks if I climbed this same mountain as a kid. I did, different trail, no cable car back then, I tell him. He says that sounds hard. I say it was, and also it wasn't. On the way down, he's the one slowing me down now, tired. I don't remind him whose idea the cable car was. The tree will still be here longer than both of us combined. That thought doesn't feel sad exactly, just large. He falls asleep in the car before we're out of the parking lot. I let the ginkgo leaves I picked up sit in the cup holder. I don't know if he'll remember this specific day. I remember enough of mine to not need him to. The stone steps at Gyeongsa don't end when you think they will. My legs found that out around step 400, give or take. Someone's guide is telling the story about the pheasant and the bell. I only catch half of it, too busy watching my own feet. The story goes a snake would have killed the man that night, but a pheasant rang the temple bell and broke its own head doing it. I don't know if it's true, doesn't really matter up here. The bell and the story and the one still hanging look about the same. The humidity sits on my shoulders like something with weight. Cicadas louder than the group in front of me arguing about the map. A woman training for something bigger passes with a full pack, no complaints. I step aside, she says thanks without slowing down at all. Near the ridge the trees thin out and the granite starts showing through. Gray and sharp, nothing soft about this part of the mountain at all. I touch the real bell at the top, don't ring it, just rest my hand there. Some things you don't need to make a sound to understand. Going down is somehow harder on the same 400 steps. My knees remember every one of them differently now. I don't retell the pheasant story right when my friend asks later. I get the ending wrong on purpose just to see if it still works. My friend said Palbongsan is easy, no real trees to block the wind. I believed her completely, brought sneakers, not boots. The parking lot's already full of buses at 9. Everyone's got the same idea on a Saturday like this. The grass goes on forever, green not gold, like the postcards say. That's an autumn thing, she tells me. We're too early for that. I don't mind the wind's doing something to the whole field at once, like it's breathing one long slow wave across the ridge. There's a cow somewhere below, I can hear it before I see it. A paraglider drifts over the ridge, lands somewhere out of sight. I ask if this counts as a real mountain. No rocks, no ropes. She laughs and says, wait till next time. This one was just practice. We sit at the top longer than we need to, letting the wind do whatever it's doing to my hair. I don't feel like I climbed anything. I just feel like the field let me walk through it. We started from Ocean when the stars were still sharp and cold in the sky. But by the time we reached Makgeolli, the August sun had already found us. Ahead lies the dinosaur ridge, a row of jagged granite teeth cutting the sky. The most beautiful, brutal path this peninsula hides in its map. The trail drops 50 meters down a vertical rock face, then rises straight back up. There are no stairs here, just iron cables bolted into the bare cliff. My hands are raw inside my gloves, my breath a ragged growl against the silence.
12275 peak rises like a stone spearhead into the noon light. The heat is reflecting off the white granite, creating a shimmering haze over the valleys. My water reserves are running low, every sip carefully measured under my tongue. The physical fatigue is a physical weight, a wall that tells you to stop, to give up. But there is no turning back on the Dino spine. You can only go forward or fall. I pull myself up onto a narrow ridge, barely wide enough for my 2 boots. And the entire inner Seorak opens up below me, a wild chaos of green and gray stone. Where the mountains show their true ancient bones. Gongryonum doesn't care about your fatigue or your city pride. It demands your full attention, every muscle, every drop of sweat you have. Standing on the jagged edge, looking down into the bottomless green ravines. You realize you are just a speck of dust traveling across a dragon's back. Beautiful, terrifying, and absolutely free. The sun is beginning to tilt, casting long dramatic shadows across the rock spires. The white granite changes color, turning a warm honey gold in the late afternoon air. The wind rises from the east sea, carrying the faint hint of salt and cold moisture. My legs are shaking like dry reeds, but my mind has gone completely quiet, detached. I've forgotten about the bills, the deadlines, the noise of the subway lines. There is only the next handhold, the next cable, the next breath. I reach the end of the ridge near Seorak as the dust begins to settle over the peaks. The sea of clouds is rolling in from the coast, swallowing the lower valleys one by one, leaving only the highest spires floating like dark islands in a wide ocean. I sit on a cold stone, too tired to move, watching the orange sun slip behind Daegyeongbong. The mountain is turning into a massive dark silhouette against the purple sky, and I am just sitting here, part of the rock. As the night takes the ridge, Songpanak starts in the dark, AM 6 under a canopy of strange wet trees. The trail is a long flat ribbon of black volcanic rock and wooden boardwalks. 10 kilometers to the top, they said, a marathon against your own patience. The July humidity of Jeju Island is different, it tastes of the sea and old moss. My boots click against the porous basalt, a light, hollow sound. The forest changes as I climb, from thick bamboo groves to twisted, ghostly firs. The crows are everywhere, giant and loud, following the scent of hikers' lunches. The Jindalebat shelter is packed with people eating instant noodles in the fog, a brief oasis before the final exposed push above the tree line. The wind hits you like a solid wall as you step onto the wooden stairs of the ridge. No more trees, just low bushes and gray volcanic dust stretching down to the ocean. But the ocean is invisible today, buried under a massive flat blanket of white clouds. We are walking on an island in the sky, completely cut off from the world below. My breath is short, my thighs burning from the thousands of identical steps. Hallasan is a long, quiet test of how far your feet can carry you. It doesn't show you the peak until you're almost standing on it. The air gets cold, a shock to the system after the humid valleys below. And then the wooden stairs end and the giant bowl opens up. Being knocked down the crater lake, cradled in the green volcanic stone. The water is low today, a silver mirror reflecting the passing clouds. The summit stone is surrounded by a sea of colorful windbreakers and cameras, but I look down into the crater itself, where the wind is trapped, swirling silently. There is an ancient, lonely energy here, the birthplace of the island. I sit on the wooden deck, my feet throbbing inside my wet socks. The clouds are pouring over the crater rim like slow white waterfalls, evaporating the moment they touch the warm rocks inside the bowl. It's a magic trick that happens every 3 minutes. I start the descent down the Gwaniyamsa trail, the steeper, wilder side of the mountain. The fog rolls in, thick and fast, reducing my world to the next 3 steps on the wooden stairs. The deep gorges of the mountain are hidden in the white-out roar of hidden streams below. My knees are screaming now, a steady, rhythmic protest against the gravity. I just keep walking into the white mist, losing track of time, deep into the island's heart.
Valley Trail from Dobongsan Station is a carnival of color and noise. Outdoor shops and old ladies selling mountain herbs under umbrellas. But the noise fades within a mile, swallowed by the deep green shadows of the gorge. The trail to Potty Ridge is an honest, unyielding climb from the start. The August heat is trapped beneath the ancient maples, thick and heavy. My shirt is soaked before I even reach the first hermitage. The sound of a wooden temple block echoes from the trees, a lonely, steady beat. The dirt gives way to iron railings and steep granite steps carved into the spine. This isn't a mountain for drifting thoughts. Your mind has to be on your fingertips. I grab the heavy chains, pulling my weight up the narrow chimney rock. My knees hit the granite, leaving a gray smudge on my trousers. The wind finally finds me as I reach the ridge, sharp and smelling of distant rain. The three main spires, Jongbong, Manjangbong, Seonbong, rise like stone giants, standing shoulder to shoulder against the heavy summer sky. Dobongsan doesn't give you a smooth path, it gives you a staircase of stone flames, a fortress of purple granite rising above the northern edge of the metropolis. We climb through the heat to see the world from a sharper angle, to feel the cold rock under our palms and the wind in our hair. The city down there is lighting up its neon signs for the night, but up here the light belongs to the dying sun. I sit on a narrow ledge below Jongbong, the highest point I can safely reach. The sun is dropping behind the western peaks, painting the granite in shades of deep purple and gold. It's a fleeting, magnificent color that only lasts 10 minutes at dusk. My legs are heavy, a deep, satisfying ache that tells me I've earned this view. I pour the last drops of water from my bottle, warm but sweet. The horizon is a layer of dark mountains folding into each other like waves. The purple hue is fading fast into a deep, cool twilight indigo. The trail back down through the dark woods will require my headlamp's beam. I can hear the cicadas down in the valley starting their evening chorus. I take one last look at the dark, silent spires standing against the first stars, and start my way down the steep stone stairs into the shadow of the mountain. The climb starts at dawn, alongside the old stone walls and valley restaurants. June morning haze is hanging low, promising a noon of heavy heat. The path through the fortress gate is wide, worn down by millions of boots over centuries. Bukhansan is the crown of this city, and it demands respect from the very first step. The air gets thin and humid as I approach the shelter. The smell of ramen in the air, but I don't stop. The giant white face of Baegundae is peeking through the oaks, a massive, smooth moon of granite rising into the blue sky. The final ascent is a bottleneck of human ambition and heavy breathing.
Hundreds of hikers clinging to a single steel cable on the bare rock face. Watch your step, don't rush. The volunteers shout through megaphones. I wait my turn on the steep incline. The friction of my boots, the only thing keeping me safe. A gust of wind hits us as we clear the ridge, nearly taking my hat off. The view opens up like a sudden explosion. The endless sea of Seoul apartment blocks stretching out into the horizon until they melt into the gray smog. Standing on the giant granite dome of Day, under the fluttering flag, you feel like you're standing on the roof of the entire peninsula. The wind is a wild thing up here, roaring through the granite gaps, drying the sweat on our brows in a matter of seconds. We all strangers from the city below, packed tight on this rock. But up here we all look at the same horizon with the same quiet eyes. I find a small dip in the rock away from the crowd, pulling out a thermos of iced tea. The ice cubes rattle against the metal sides, a beautiful liquid sound. Looking down at Dobongsan in the north, its jagged peaks rising like stone flames. The history of the city is written in these rocks, from ancient kings to modern hikers. A mountain crow hovers effortlessly above the cliff, waiting for a crumb of gimbap. It looks at us with black, intelligent eyes, completely unimpressed by our climb. The sun is burning through the morning haze, making the granite face blindingly white. People are already starting a long line down, their boots scraping the stone. I stay a little longer, watching the shadow of the peak fall over the northern valleys. The city below is starting its midday rush, but up here the stone remains silent. I pick up my pack, taking one last deep breath of the high wind, and step back onto the cable line.
It looks like a small mountain from the highway, just a row of jagged teeth. But once you cross the bridge over the Hongchin River, the illusion ends. Peak one starts with a vertical wall of iron ladders and thick steel cables. No room for error here, you use your hands as much as your feet. The July sun is bouncing off the rock faces, heating the metal guards until they burn. My gloves are already damp with sweat, my grip tight on the chains. I pull myself up over the first lip and the river reveals itself below, wide and slow. Peak 2, peak 3, peak 4, it's a roller coaster made of solid rock. You climb up 50 meters just to drop straight down into a dark, humid gap. The famous birth rock is waiting at peak 4, a narrow slit in the granite. I have to take off my backpack and push it ahead, squeezing my ribs through the stone. Exhale completely, a senior hiker laughs from the other side, offering a hand. I scrape my elbow on the rough granite, but I pop out into the light like a newborn. We share a laugh and a a slice of cold cucumber on the narrow ledge. 8 peaks of steel and stone rising right out of the muddy river water. It's not about the altitude here, it's about the constant rhythmic struggle. Your knees hit the rock, your shoulders pull the cables, your eyes measure the gap. And below us the kayakers look like colorful plastic toys drifting on the green water. The mountain is small, but it makes you work for every single meter. By peak 7, my thighs are trembling, the constant up and down taking its toll. The trail is a sequence of iron pegs driven straight into the cliff face. I don't look down between my boots, I just look at the next rusty rung. Peak 8 is the final prize, a narrow rock platform with barely enough space to stand. The wind up here smells of river silt and wet fields, a heavy summer scent. I can see the entire bend of the Hangshan River wrapping around the mountain like a shiny snake. The descent to the riverbank is a steep, muddy slide through the oak brush. My hands are stained with rust and dirt, my knees completely spent. I walk right into the shallow water at the bottom. Boots and all the cool river current washes over my tired ankles. A perfect reward. I look back up at the 8 jagged silhouettes against the evening sky. They look small again from down here, but my muscles know the truth.
The asphalt near the park entrance is soft, melting under the August sun. But 10 minutes into Seoraksan, the temperature drops 3 degrees. The trail follows the water, a noisy rushing companion over gray granite. Families have taken over the lower pools, inner tubes and watermelon slices floating. I keep walking higher, looking for the quiet places where the creek runs deep and cold. The path is wet, slick with the spray from miniature waterfalls. My breath is heavy, but the sound of the water keeps my rhythm steady. I find a deep pool hidden behind a massive boulder, untouched by the crowds. I drop my pack, strip off my shirt, and plunge my face into the water. A sharp, icy shock that clears the fog from my brain instantly. I sit on a wet stone watching water striders dance on the calm edges. The mountain is alive with the hum of dragonflies and the scent of wet pine needles. But the ridge is still waiting above a wall of gray stone baking in the noon light. I buckle my pack back on, my skin still tingling from the cold stream. Seoraksan hides its water in the deep folds of its granite skin, a refuge for the sun-tired souls of the northern city blocks. The climb gets steeper now, away from the creek onto the bare ridges, where the ropes are hot and the stairs are steep. But the memory of the cold pool stays on my skin like a shield. Banyong Ridge opens up, a jagged spine of rock looking out over Ujeongbu. The wind up here is dry, carrying the heat of the valley, but moving fast. I find a small patch of shade beneath a stunted pine tree growing out of a crack. How do these trees survive up here with nothing but rock and sun? I check my phone, 3 missed calls from the office, but they feel like they belong to a different year. I slip it back into the pocket, choosing the view instead. The light is softening into a hazy golden dust over the western ridges. The descent through the rocky gully is slow. My knees feeling the weight of the day. The sound of the stream returns louder now as the valley cools down. I walk past the empty picnic spots, the water still running over the stones, long after the hikers have gone home, still running in the dark. Subway line for exit 4, meeting up at 9 a.m. with light packs. We aren't here for a grand expedition, just a Saturday escape from the room. Bukhansan rises like a giant white tooth above the apartment blocks. The sun is already hot, reflecting off the massive granite slabs. Make sure your rubber is sticky, we joke, stepping onto the bare rock. No dirt here, just giant sheets of stone baking in the June heat. Our sneaker grip the granite with a satisfying, reassuring squeak. The rope section appears, it's steep incline where you have to trust your upper body. My friend slips a little, laughing as her water bottle rolls down the rock. We pull each other up, hands dusty with white granite powder. The wind catches us on the exposed ridges, sweet and smelling of acacia flowers. Down below, Sangidong looks like a sprawling Lego city, neat and packed. We can see the tiny cars crawling along the avenues like ants, while we are standing on a giant white island in the sky. It's just a neighborhood mountain, they say, but it feels like a fortress, a playground made of solid rock, built right at the edge of the subway line. We don't need expensive gear, just a couple of gimbap rolls and some ice water. Sitting on the Buddha's rock, letting our legs swing over the edge. The city noise is muted up here, replaced by the wind and the scrub pines. We reach the peak where the Korean flag is fluttering wildly in the breeze. The rock is so hot, you can barely touch it with bare hands. We take turns taking photos, posing like seasoned alpinists on a tiny peak behind us. Bukhansan stands tall and dark, a bigger brother watching over. But today, this small granite rock is enough for us. We share a frozen jelly bar, the sweet ice melting too fast in our mouths. The sun is dipping low, turning the white granite into a soft glowing pink. The city lights below are starting to flicker on a grid of yellow stars. We start our way down toward the neon signs of the barbecue alley. The wind follows us down the smooth stone slopes until the asphalt meets our souls again, and the mountain fades into the night. The giant ginkgo tree at the gate is a mountain of green leaves today. Hard to believe it turns entirely gold when the frost hits the valley. I pass the temple courtyard, the smell of incense mixing with the damp earth. The trail starts easy, a wide dirt path alongside a rushing creek. Families are splashing their feet in the icy water near the bridge. But I turn left, heading toward the steep, rocky spine of the mountain, where the tourists don't go, where the real slope begins. Young Monson hides its teeth behind a gentle temple entrance. The path soon disappears into a chaotic mess of jagged boulders and loose scree. Every step shifts, the rocks are damp with summer moss, slick as ice. My trekking poles get stuck between the granite cracks with a sharp metallic snap. The humidity is a solid wall, making my backpack feel twice as heavy. I find a tiny spring bubbling out of a rock face, scooping the water with my palm. It's so cold it makes my teeth ache, a brief shock of winter in July. We climb through the sweat to find a moment of stillness. The cicadas are loud, then suddenly silent as the trail goes higher. The peak is a restricted crown of steel and rock, but Ganyongbong is open. Looking down the Naman River is a silver thread winding through Yangpyeong. The city heat is down there, shimmering over the hot asphalt. But up here the air belongs to the pine trees and the crows. I sit on a narrow ledge, my legs hanging over the green canopy. A cool breeze drifts up from the dark ravine, drying the sweat on my neck. I can see the roof of Young Munsa Temple, tiny as a matchbox down below. The vastness of the mountain makes all my weekly anxieties look ridiculous. I pull out a peach, the sweet juice dripping onto the gray stone. Natural sugar hitting my bloodstream, making the exhaustion bearable. A deep, low sound vibrates through the valley, the evening temple bell. 1, 2, 3 times the heavy bronze note echoing off the rock walls. The shadows of the ridges are stretching out, swallowing the lower trails. I put my shoes back on, tightening the laces for the rocky descent. The bell is still humming somewhere in the trees as the forest turns to twilight gray.
They didn't name it Chow for nothing. The locals know the teeth of this rock. The Satari Byeongchang Trail starts with a warning sign I should have read twice. August humidity is trapped in the ravine like hot, wet wool. Every breath feels like swallowing steam from a kettle. The wooden stairs are endless, a vertical ladder into the clouds. My calves are screaming, a dull pulsing fire that won't go away. I grip the steel handrails, my palms slipping on the humid rust. The forest is dense, suffocatingly dark beneath the thick oak leaves. No view, no horizon, just the next step and the next. Jagged stone, a group of older hikers strides past me like they have gears in their knees, while I am counting my heartbeats, 180 beats a minute. The air gets darker, a strange purple hue settling over the valley. Then the sky cracks open, not a drizzle but a furious summer deluge. The rain hits the canopy like 1,000 tiny drums drops washing the salt from my eyes. In a matter of seconds, Jackson doesn't negotiate with your ego, it breaks your stride and tests the rubber on your soles. The rain turns the trail into a rushing staircase of brown water. But strangely the burning in my legs begins to fade. The suffocating heat is smashed by the mountain storm, and I am just a wet, stubborn creature climbing through the waterfall. I reach Barabong, the 3 stone towers standing like ancient sentinels, wrapped in a thick swirling gray mist that hides the entire world below. There is no view of Wanju, no grand reward for the eyes, just the cold wind whipping the rain against the stone monuments. I stand there, water dripping from my nose, my breath coming out steady now. The mountain took everything I had on the way up and gave me nothing but this cold, white isolation. The rain is stopping, leaving only the sound of water dripping from the rocks. The fog moves fast, tearing open for a split second to reveal a dark abyss below. I adjust the straps of my wet pack, my knees clicking in protest. The descent will be slippery, a long careful dance with gravity. I take one last look at the silent stone towers as they disappear back into the grave.
They all told me to come here in October, when the silver grass waves like a pale sea. But here I am in the dead of July, a total beginner, with brand new boots that still pinch my heels. The sun is a golden hammer hitting my neon cap. There are no thick forests here, no canopy to hide under, just a steep dirt path cutting straight through the blinding green. My plastic water bottle is already warm, sweating in my hand. The cicadas in the distant large trees are screaming in unison, a wall of sound that makes the heat feel twice as heavy. I stop every 20 steps, hands on my knees, staring at my laces. Other hikers pass me by, shouting a cheerful cheer up. But my tongue feels like sandpaper, my chest heaving. I look up and there's just more sky, more endless meadow. No jagged rocks to conquer, just a massive smooth wave of earth that seems to mock my shallow city-bred lungs. Mindongsan in summer is a naked green giant. It doesn't hide anything under the shade. It shows you exactly how far you have to crawl to reach the top. My shirt is glued to my ribs, a map of my own sweat. But as I cross the final dirt ridge, the air suddenly changes. A cool breeze rushes up from the Gyeongseong valleys, like someone opened a massive secret window in the sky. The summit post is lonely, surrounded only by short mountain grass. No trees to block the view, just a pale blue dome stretching forever. I collapse onto the wooden bench, kicking my boots off. The wind catches my wet socks, a sharp freezing luxury. Below me, the ridges roll away like green tiredness feels strangely clean, almost empty. The sun is shifting, turning the bright lime green to a deeper emerald. A single dragonfly hovers right over my bare toes, motionless. I know I have to walk all the way down that exposed slope again, but for now I just watch the shadow of a cloud slowly crawling across the opposite peak, just drifting along.